Joe Tacopina, aka Asap Joe, went on the Breakfast Club to discuss the recent not guilty verdict in the Asap Rocky trial, where he was accused of discharging a semi-automatic weapon and hit former friend Asap Relli. He quickly turned to Asap Telly when he decided to press charges and seek $30 million for being grazed on his knuckles by what he alleges was a 9mm bullet from Rocky's gun. Well, the trial didn't go the way Asap Telly wanted, because once he took the stand after Rocky denied a deal of a lifetime with 24 years hanging over his head, it all went downhill from there. He was completely made out to be a liar on the stand and displayed his true intentions, which was just to extort a man he has clearly had animosity and envy for way prior to the incident in 2021. There was so much wrong with this case, from him going back to the scene and finding his own shell casings that apparently the police couldn't find themselves 10 minutes after going to the crime scene after the altercation. Also, Asap Telly lying about going to a shooting range in Los Angeles where he would fire off his own 9mm, which matched the casings he just so happened to magically find at the crime scene himself. Also, him literally being caught on a phone call talking about getting $30 million from Rocky and disappearing on an island somewhere in a plan to extort him, as well as so much more. You start to understand why Rocky denied the deal in the first place, and it was probably because he knew his former friend Asap Telly was a complete moron. Listen to what Joe Tacopina had to say about the case in an exclusive interview with The Breakfast Club right here.
Look, I knew we had a defense. My defense was to eviscerate this Asap Relli, this absolute pathological liar. And I eviscerated him in a way that, I told this jury, I said, you guys had a front row seat to history, because you just witnessed the worst witness in the history of American jurisprudence.
Jesus.
I mean, he imploded. And by the way, I'm considered, top cross-examiner. Anyone could have done, you could have cross-examined him. I mean, really, it was that, the guy was his own worst enemy.
Have you ever met a man that couldn't rat right? He couldn't even rat right.
That guy couldn't rat right. He couldn't do anything right. I mean, he cursed in a courtroom with a judge, a jury. He cursed to the jury. He told the jury, I lied because I didn't want to answer this guy's question anymore. He's annoying me.
He said, you annoying. Yeah. I was like, oh, man.
Sorry, I don't mean to annoy you. You just want your $30 million and you want to just leave? You don't want to answer questions? Like he's sued for $30 million over knuckle scrapes. This guy's a clown. And he's a liar. He's an admitted liar. He's an admitted perjurer. He lied at least to this jury 20 times and was caught committing perjury. I caught him in multiple. At one point during the summation, I said, this next one's my favorite. This is a perjury miniseries, because he lied.
Tubi series is crazy.
It was like this series of lies about whether he shot a gun before November 6th, 2021, the day of the incident. And he said, no, never. I go, you sure never? He goes, yeah, never. I go, well, what about a shooting range? How about in a shooting range? You sure? He goes, absolutely not. I go,
Exhibit A.
He goes, I really gave him a shot. I go, absolutely not. He goes, you heard me, like, arrogant. Absolutely not. I go, okay. Bink! Video. Him in a shooting range. Boom, boom, boom. 9mm shell casings popped.
Was that on his Instagram? Y'all pulled it from?
I got it from his phone. But I guess the prosecutors didn't want to go through his phone like we did. See, when I get discovery, there is nothing I won't look at. I'll
Why
look
would
at
they
everything.
not go through their client's phone?
He took a video of himself from 2021, I'm sorry. And I guess when he turned over the phone, we got the phone also, as we're entitled to. We did a dump. I mean, I brought it to an agency that, a IT company that does a dump. Mm-hmm. And I looked at every phone call, every message, and every picture and every video. And I saw these. I was like, whoop. I got the metadata. October 19, 2021. Okay, right before the incident, he's shooting a 9mm with shell casings popping back over his shoulder. Because don't forget, our theory was he placed those shell casings, planted them. And, he lied about it. And then he lied about the shell case. Then he lied about where it was. I said, well, where was that shooting range? He said, New Jersey, somewhere. Not in California, though. Just not in California. Mm-hmm. And the point of that was he supposedly traveled back to New York after October 19th, came back right before the November 6th incident for ComplexCon or something. And he was there. And apparently the point of the prosecutor was like, well, he couldn't fly back with shell casings in his bag. So even if he shot, in a shooting range in October, 2 weeks before the incident, he couldn't have flown with shell casings in a commercial plane.
Right.
We found out the shooting range was in Los Angeles.
Jesus.
2 blocks from the courthouse.
Wow.
So I'm like, where was the shooting range? And he's like, I don't know, and not in Los Angeles though, not in California. I'm like, really?
Oh my goodness.
Over the weekend, we compared the video to, I went to every shooting range in Los Angeles, saw the same thing. I was like, got him. And then on Monday, I came back. He's like, oh, I checked my Instagram. Yeah, it was in Los Angeles. I forgot. I go, oh, you checked your Instagram, huh? Had nothing to do with the post that someone posted 1 minute before you called the district attorney's office to say, because someone had outed him after I went there and showed that it was the same shooting range in Los Angeles. So he lied about shooting. He lied about shooting a 9mm. He lied about where he shot the 9mm. And so it was just like this series of lies. And then he lied about how he found it out. He pretended he went back to his phone just because he wanted to make sure he didn't say anything incorrect. And he found it and he called the DA. It happened to be about 1.5 minutes after he was tagged on a post showing his video and the shooting range in LA. It was just, anyway, that's one example of about 30 where I finally said to the jury at the end of this, if you can't trust this guy with the matter of importance in your own life or life of a loved one, which you can never do, and they all agreed with that, you can't trust him with the matter of importance in his life, being Rocky. You just can't. And if you take him out of the equation, there's no proof that there was a shooting. There is none. It could be, or it could be not. And that's not proof beyond a reasonable doubt. And that was it. It was a 3-hour deliberation.
Wow. Is it true that he because you said that you thought that he planted the shell cases? Is it true that the police searched the area, didn't find no shell cases, but then all of a sudden he came with them?
Stupid story. So he's claiming Rocky shot 2 pops him, and Rocky did shoot 2 from a prop gun, a starter pistol, and the whole story as to why he had that. But if he shot 2 shots from a real 9mm, 10 minutes, the 7 cops came within 10 minutes with searchlights, those flashlights. They have body cam, thank God. They searched the exact spot where this incident happened. 7 cops, 20 minutes, that's 140 minutes of manpower. And they're looking, they find nothing, nothing. No evidence of a shooting, no broken, there's a parking lot right next to it. No cars that were dinged, nothing. He claims he comes back an hour and 45 minutes later, goes to the exact same spot the cops were searching, bends down and finds the 2 shell cases. I mean...
So what happens now? Because I know you mentioned when you walked out the court, like you want them to pursue him for perjury charges.
Yeah, I want them to. They should. I mean, the district attorney's office was and should be embarrassed by this guy. I mean, he absolutely played them like a fiddle. We had a tape, which he first, by the way, a tape of him and one of a mutual friend of Rocky and Relli's, and he said that there was a recording. And when he heard the beginning of the recording, he realized what that was. He was like, "Oh, that's fake. Get that away from me. That's fake. It's not my voice. It's AI. It's like that's fake. It's AI." So then I had to call the poor guy who made the recording in.
Wally.
So yeah, that's from Paris. He was in Paris. This poor guy. So that's my voice. That's Relli's voice. He said this stuff. I know nothing about this case, but yes, I'm here to authenticate the tape. And on the tape, what Relli's saying is, if he gives me $30 million. I'll disappear to an island, and they'll never find me. The DA can never find me, and they can't prosecute their case. It's like, and this is his example, not mine. It's like, when you smack your bitch, and she files charges against you, if she doesn't show up, the case is way weaker than.
That's what he said on stand?
No, he said it on the phone call.
Oh, on the phone call, yeah.
So that's like where his mind goes to. But his thought was, I'm gonna disappear to an island. The DA will never find me. So I stood behind the 2 district attorneys. I was like, so they'll never find him like this. And they're just sitting there like sleeking down in their chairs. I'm like, he tried to sell his criminal case for $30 million. That's called extortion, okay? So he should be prosecuted for extortion. He admitted perjury. He was caught other times committing perjury when he didn't admit it. I mean, this guy's a one-man crime spree on the witness stand alone.
Man, all I got from this was if I'm ever in a jam, somebody get me Asap Joe's number immediately, expeditiously, because I know he finna get me up out that jam. Hey, let me know what y'all thought about what he had to say about Asap Telly in the comment section below. Leave a like and subscribe to the GMS show. I'll see y'all later.